In this tutorial, we will demonstrate how to account for your sales paid through Shopify's many other payment gateways into Xero. We will be focusing on PayPal, however you can apply the same guidance for other gateways. We will demonstrate two different options. Both of them use a clearing account to reconcile the sales. The first option is if you have the PayPal feed activated in Xero. This is suited to small to medium-sized sellers. If you have a large volume of individual sales that go through PayPal each day, you will want to skip ahead to option 2. So let's take a look at a live PayPal feed coming into Xero. You can see that each sale comes through individually, and the fees PayPal have charged also come through per individual sale. We want to send all our sales straight to a clearing account. We have used A2X's default mapping when we set up our accounts and taxes page, so our clearing account is called Shopify Clearing Account. It is a current asset account, so it sits on the balance sheet and will always clear out to Xero at month end. If you have multiple different payment gateways going through your Shopify account, we would suggest you create a separate current asset clearing account for each gateway. So back to our PayPal feed. We are going to set up a rule in Xero to send all of our sales straight to the clearing account. We do this by clicking on Options, then select Create Bank Rule. We want to change this to Contains so that it picks up all the sales and removes any personal names. We can set the contact to PayPal sales, fill in the description, and as this is going to the clearing account and not the sales account, we'll apply a no VAT rate here. Finally, we can give the rule a name. If you have any refunds coming in, you can do the exact same thing and send them to the clearing account. You can also set up a rule in Xero for this too, as a spend money rule. Now let's look at the fees. We need to send these to an expense account as shown here. We can set up a rule for these too by clicking Option, Create Bank Rule, and follow through the same steps to send this to an expense account. So now that we've set our rules in Xero up, let's head back to our A2X account and follow through an example payout. We will use this one for $39.99. Let's click Review and see what will be posted to Xero. We can see that the actual value of the invoice posted will be $0. It's going to post our gross sales to the sales account with the correct tax rates on. There was also some shipping income included, so that gross amount will be posted to the shipping revenue account with the correct VAT rate. Then we see the total of these gross sales is going to be reversed out to the clearing account, making this a nil value invoice. As with all our invoices sent from A2X to Xero, this will appear in your Draft Invoices tab, ready for you to approve. Once approved, it will post those figures to the relevant accounts. So let's take a look at our clearing account now. So looking back at our clearing account, we can see that it clears itself out because we posted gross sales from the feed here and gross sales from our nil value invoice here too. We also know that our fees and sales have been accounted for, so we don't need to do anything else as it all balances out. When we get a net payment received into the bank account, it just transfers to the PayPal feed, and that's it. Job done. For the second method, we don't have the live feed enabled in Xero. So first of all, we need to find the net payment we received from PayPal into our bank account and post this to the clearing account that we discussed earlier. Now let's take a look at the invoice again, where we'll use the same example payout of $39.99. Let's click Review and see what will be posted to Xero. We can see that the actual value of the invoice posted will be $0. It's going to post our gross sales to the sales account with the correct tax rates on. There was also some shipping income included, so that gross amount will be posted to the shipping revenue account with the correct VAT rate. Then we see the total of these gross sales is going to be reversed out to the clearing account, making this a nil value invoice. As with all our invoices sent from A2X to Xero, this will appear in your Draft Invoices tab, ready for you to approve. Once approved, it will post those figures to the relevant accounts. So let's take a look at our clearing account now. So we can see that our net sales are in here from the bank payment and our gross sales are in here from our A2X invoice. The difference is the amount deducted from PayPal for their fees. So we need to add in a journal entry to account for these fees and clear down the clearing account. You may want to do this once a month rather than per payout. We would also recommend that you check that this amount does correspond to your PayPal fees using the reports within PayPal, and that it doesn't contain any pending balances being held back by PayPal. If you are not sure how to do this or where to access the reports, please read through our support article entitled A2X for Shopify and PayPal, Reconciling Payouts and Accounting for PayPal Fees Monthly. This will guide you through the process. So let's create a journal entry in Xero to account for these fees. Go to Accounting, Manual Journals, New Journal. We can enter our description here. We need to debit our expense account for PayPal fees and credit the clearing account. Then click Post. Now let's go back to our clearing account. We can see that it's cleared down to zero, so no further action is needed. We've reconciled this account. This concludes the tutorial on how to account for sales through Shopify's other payment gateways using a clearing account. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact our support team or browse our support articles.